Konnichiwa. My name's Tully. I'm going to Japan, and you're coming with me.
Morning guys, so we're going to drop our bags off in a coin locker at the station, and then we're going to go to the castle, and then the garden that's attached, whose name I still can't remember. I'll put it on the screen for you guys, and then skedaddle on to Kobe, do a quick little hike, have dinner. We've got dinner at 7 at the Royal Moriya, a really cool steak place, teppanyaki. And after dinner, we're going to head on to Kyoto, and that's where we're staying tonight.
So I dropped my bags off at Himeji Station's lockers, which were working. Unfortunately, I would not be so lucky later in the day in Kobe.
But I just realized we actually haven't had breakfast yet, so yeah, there's a FamilyMart right there, so I think that's where we're gonna go. So we got a Pocari Sweat Yon Wata and a very, very premium looking salmon onigiri. It's about 100 yen more than the regular ones, so it looks good. Hopefully it is. So the Pocari Sweat Ion water is basically just tastes like Pocari Sweat, but just a lot less intense. So let's see how the onigiri is. It's good. The seaweed's better on this one for sure. That is actually pretty good. I'd still say I like that chicken and mayonnaise one. That had no stock of the best though.
From the convenience store, it was a short half-mile walk to the castle grounds. This is the gate where you enter the inner grounds. It's at the location numbered 36 on this map.
So there's two routes you can take. The main keep route, which is about an hour in the Nishinomaru, the West Bailey route, adds about half hour. I think we will do that, and basically just turn left right when you come into the main castle. I wonder what the logic behind the different shapes of arrow slits they've got here. See, because here they're all square, and most of them. They all point a certain direction because of the large thickness of the wall. And they want to keep the opening as small as possible. That's cool. Maybe it's in the brochure that I've got. We'll see.
A lot of the pictures I took inside the Nishinomaru and the castle are photos of the exhibits. Just a signboard with pictures or an object in a glass case with a paragraph describing it. It's interesting if you're there, but not so much if you're watching a video. So I'm omitting most of the photos to keep things moving. One day, I might make a director's cut of this vacation with way more photos and info than made it into the final cut of each episode. If you guys would be interested in that kind of content, let me know in the comments.
Well, that answers your question about the shape of the holes. The rectangular ones are for arrows, and the circular, triangular, and square ones are for guns. Man, that was cool. So, if I read the signs correctly, Himeji Castle is the only castle in Japan that has a preserved residential quarters. Basically, it was basically a lot of rooms off of a single hallway. And so now we're going to the main keep. I'm glad I made that little detour. So this is what you see when you first walk in.
all these rooms have sliding doors as well. Kind of weird to see it unfurnished, but very cool. These are the main columns that support the castle's wooden frame. So this is the top floor that you can walk up in, guys. Not very big, but the views are great. Man, what a master of the realm you must have felt like if you were the lord of this castle back then. I mean, this is pretty high up. It's pretty impressive size just in the modern day. We're used to tall buildings. I've been in Abe no Harukas. You know, I've been in skyscrapers. I've been up to the Sears Tower. I've been in much taller buildings than this. Back in the day in the feudal era of Japan, where there were basically castles, and maybe the temples were a few stories tall. Maybe, you know, the shrines or temples were a few stories tall, and then you have this. I can't imagine, especially with this beautiful white coloring, which, yes, it is original. I can't imagine how impressive and imposing this castle was. Every wall inside the castle is full of weapon storage racks. This is a replica of the kind of armor sets that would have been stored in the castle back in the day. Here's a model of the castle's wooden skeleton. And here's how the castle would have looked during the peak of its power. After you finish touring the interior of the castle, you exit onto its upper grounds, which are about 50 feet above the level of the main outer grounds. It's way bigger in real life than it looks here, much taller than you would expect. Man, that was cool. I'd say if you're gonna do both the main keep and the Nishinomaru, the sort of gallery that we started in, I would say you do the Nishinomaru first to kind of give you background on more of the castle, especially if you're not an expert, and I'm not. There's a lot of good information in there, and also to help you get used to all the slippery floors and trip hazards that are in the castle. I think we're gonna go to the garden. I don't think we'll stop for lunch. I think maybe we'll get an Ekiben and maybe even on the train or figure something else out totally.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Not as cool as that first garden we went to, though. Whose name I can't remember for some reason. But I'm going to start walking back to the station, and we'll see how we go.
Inside the little building that you exit the garden through, I saw a bunch of photos of comedian Himura Yuuki. He does daytime variety, travel, food type shows. More on him later. I got some ice cream at this shop. It's 2 flavors of green tea soft serve ice cream in 1 cone. The green one is regular matcha, and the brownish one is hojicha, or roasted matcha.
Tastes like matcha. It's sweet, it's creamy. Not bad. It's kind of rich. You can definitely taste the roastedness of it. But also the lighter flavor of the just regular sort of green matcha. It's good. Yeah, the matcha, it has bitterness, but it's pretty light bitterness. The roasted tea, it's definitely got some bitterness to it. It's almost coffee-like, actually. I don't know if kids would like it, but I like it. It's pretty good.
Here's another gritty, dirty Japan moment for you. In a vacation filled with exploration, wonder, and peace, this was one of the few bittersweet moments. I love cats. I hate to see them homeless. Feral cats are usually wary of humans, but these ones were super calm. This shows that they aren't subjected to teasing or cruelty. You can judge a society's character by how it treats its weakest and most vulnerable. Distressing as it was to see these cats in this desperate state, I felt comforted in the fact that they were being taken care of to some degree for the time being. After this, the day got difficult. I finished walking back to Himeji Station and caught the bullet train to Kobe, not knowing the trouble I'd faced there and in Kyoto.
Okay guys, so for lunch we have a grilled chicken with spicy mayonnaise and rice type thing. Let's see how it tastes. It's okay. It's just alright. Not the worst meal I've had in Japan by far, but that is far better than the worst meal I've had in the US, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend, but it'll be fine for a quick lunch before our hike. Ah, crap. The coin lockers can't be used right now because of security concerns. I was afraid of this, but I think we could be sneaky. I think it's actually early enough. It's 3:30 now, and dinner's at 7. I think we may actually have enough time to ride all the way to Kyoto, drop our bags off, check in at the hotel, and then actually come back for dinner. Back to Kobe for dinner. We'll see. I'll have to see what I can do. Okay, so the idea of taking the Shinkansen to Kyoto, back to Kobe, and so would work, and it would be for free because we have the JR pass, except it doesn't leave for another hour. So I think we actually have to take the local train from here, Kobe Station, which runs the Shinkansen, to Kobe Station, which runs all the local trains. So we'll figure that out right now.
It was great that I approached the situation with optimism, but long story short, between transferring from Kobe Station to Kobe Station and the slower local train to Kyoto, after I checked into the hotel in Kyoto, there wasn't enough time to get back to Kobe by 7 for dinner. I did, however, return to Kobe for a great meal of Kobe beef in December of 2024. That video will be released as part of the upcoming 2nd season of the Japan video series. So we're just going south from Kyoto Station, over there, down to our hotel, the Sakura Terrace. Surprisingly a small street for being next to such a big station. The cross street that was going that way was a lot bigger, but I'm just used to infrastructure points in the US being surrounded by huge streets. So they've actually got 2 buildings, and I'm staying in the second one, this one right here, just across the street.
So we're gonna need to figure out what to do with our night in Kyoto, because originally we were probably gonna get here at about maybe 9 at night. So it was kind of just gonna be go to bed, but now we need dinner and probably a drink or some other trouble to get into. So we'll see what we can rustle up.
While I was getting ready to go to dinner, Himura Yuuki was on TV at Himeji Castle, where we just were. Sumo wrestling was on too. You'll see more of that later on in this vacation.
Okay guys, so we're going to a really good yakitori place called Tsujiya. So yakitori is grilled chicken skewers basically, and there's lots of types and it's real good, and I think you're gonna like it. Man, it's cooled down a lot. It's the first time I've actually needed my cardigan for this vacation. No vacancy. I saw that there were empty seats, but they told me there were no seats, so I guess someone's got a reservation. Or they just don't let gaijins in. Who knows? Probably the former. Maybe 20 years ago, the latter. Okay, well, we'll find somewhere else. Okay, next place we're going to try is called Sumugu. Okay, same story as the last place. This place is actually full. Not like they have a lot of seats, but they didn't even let me wait. So, maybe you need a reservation or something. Okay, next place is called Kurato. Let's see if we can get in. Wow, same thing at this place. Although, they at least have a sign. I took a picture of it. If we are very busy, you cannot enter our shop when some seats are empty. I'm so sorry. And there was like one seat empty, so it's got English and Japanese on it, so maybe it's some sort of rule. Yeah, I don't know if it's a Kyoto thing or a Japan thing that I've just dodged so far, but yeah, maybe it's about 7:30. I'm hungry. I'm not dying, so maybe. Okay, next place. I don't even know the name of it. Doesn't get translated by Google. I can read that it's an izakaya, and they serve kushikatsu as many izakaya do, and we'll see if they let us in. So there's actually a funny story. The place that I thought was Kurato was not Kurato. They still turned me away. Then I found the real Kurato actually one door down in the direction we're going to the next place now. And they turned me away too. They have like 2 levels of seating, so supposedly they're all full or full enough. Maybe it's a thing where I asked her, like, is this a Kyoto thing? And she said no. But we'll see. Okay, so this place looks a little bit bigger than the others, so I don't think I hope maybe they won't be anywhere near capacity. The lady did suggest a place called Oku. Just talked with a couple of Gaikokujins, and they said that they'd gotten turned away from a couple places as well. So, you don't want to make unfounded conclusions, but let's just say I'm seeing a pattern. Only 2 data points for sure, but okay. I think this is the last niche place that we'll try. Then we'll just go for something else because it's probably about 7:45 and I'm getting hungry. Okay, I think I have to admit defeat on the izakayas, at least for tonight. It's almost 8 o'clock and I'm feeling hungry, so we're gonna go to Washoku Sato, which is just a family restaurant. Ironically across the street from the last place we couldn't get in. I don't know exactly what to think, because when I got there was actually another Gaikokujin couple. They were waiting outside. There was a couple who came right out as I got there, and they had been served. They got there super early, though, I would assume right at opening. And then another couple came, walked right in, and they got in. And, they were visibly gaijins, just like me, and they got in. So maybe they don't want hitorinin-me-samas. They don't want single customers in kind of a busy Saturday night time. I mean, they were pretty close to full, but there were several stools open, and then I was probably waiting for like 5-10 minutes, just looking for the next place to eat. And then a group of 3 Japanese guys come and they get right in, filling the empty seats. So maybe they just want to make sure that the Japanese regulars, kind of their core customers, are always going to have a chance to get in and have a nice drink and have a good time. So I am seeing a lot of gaikokujins at this Washoku Sato, just looking through the windows and out at the front. So maybe there's something to it. We'll see. Let's see how it is. Yeah, so it must just be a super busy night. I talked to another guy who was waiting, Japanese guy, and he was like, "No, man, there's nothing." My glasses are fucking up. He's like, "No, man, there's nothing special. It's just really busy. That's how izakayas work." Okay, so in this restaurant, you order from a tablet, the nice Tencho-san. Yes, what you doing it for me? So, honestly, I'm kind of thinking of curry. Rice. Yeah, regular rice. Next to the basket. Do we want any sides or anything? Let's see. Curry topping, get cheese. Soft egg. Actually, I do want an egg. Curry toppings. Yeah, let's get a little bit of color on it. And let's look at the sides again real quick. Yeah, let's try to give us a why not. If we don't like them, no big loss. And let's see if they got the drink. Just one here. Yes, I am not a minor, nor am I driving a car. Okay, so we're having curry rice with beef, topped with fried prawn, with regular rice, soft-boiled egg, and some tamarage. That's already on one plate, and then some gyoza, and then a beer. And for the record, I did end up waiting about 35 to 40 minutes, so long enough would I have been better off just going to the Conbini and getting something quick and eating at the hotel. I'm getting kind of tired of Conbini food. It's okay. I think this will be okay. I was reading some of the reviews and I was kind of scaring myself because most of them are like 4 stars. A good chunk are 3 stars. A few are 5 stars, and there were mildly concerning number of 1-star reviews. Some that included some food safety concerns, like stuff not cooked all the way. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, a beer's here. Let's see how it tastes. Not nice.
Video editor Tully here. I've cleaned up my voice with as much noise reduction as possible, but in case you're wondering, yeah, it really was that loud in there.
Yep, it's Kirin Ichiban. It's not the best. It's not one of my favorites. It's certainly not one of my favorite Japanese beers, but it's okay. It's got kind of a sweet thing going on. But yeah, you can actually get Kirin Ichiban in the U.S. It's brewed by Budweiser. There's like a lot of Japanese beers are that you get in the U.S. As far as I know, only Orion is imported, actually brewed in Okinawa, one of the southern islands of Japan. And some Sapporo is actually brewed in Vietnam and imported. The steel cans are often brewed in Vietnam, though I think I have seen, like in the smaller bottles, I believe those are brewed in the U.S. as well. Well, that was a little odd. The waitress came by and handed me a soft cooked egg. And that's it. This is supposed to be a topping for the curry that we ordered. So it coming in its own bowl is not strange. To me, it's strange that they just gave me one thing. And here it is. It's the gyoza, the soft cooked egg. So I don't know what that is. I actually touched it and it's ice cold. So don't know what to think about it, but that does actually look soft cooked. Some vegetables, some pickles, I'm pretty sure. Some karaage and a fried prawn, and of course the kare. Actually looks really good. So yeah, I'm gonna shut up and eat.
I guess you guys have.
Ooh, that's sweet. It's a lot sweeter than I expected. It's still pretty balanced flavor. It's good. It's the honey ice, by the way. It's spicier than the 7-Eleven for me, for sure. But not really spicy. Not blowing me out of the water, but it's good. Not bad. This is good stuff. It's 7 spices. Sort of spicy, peppery. Not spill the sauce everywhere. That'd be nice. Really stayed on there. That doesn't keep the flavor. Now what? Put some. Chimi's slightly citrusy as well. I want to say it's got orange zest or something like that on there. You can't actually get this in the U.S., by the way. That's actually where I found out about it. So, yeah, don't worry about smuggling it over the border from Japan back to the U.S. You could just buy it in America. So let's try these gyoza.
Yeah, no, great. It's not great. It's not great.
Yeah. Some tastes a little off about those. I don't think I'm gonna eat the other two. Okay. Let's get this fried prawn going. A little bit thicker coating on this than I would expect. It's not like a regular tempura matter. It's actually breaded. You can taste a lot of the oil in there. Not loving that. Not bad, but to me this is almost like a Chinese style sort of almost like fried chicken batter. That's okay, but it's just okay. Let's pay and talk a little bit more about the meal as we walk back to the hotel and figure out what to do with the rest of our night. Okay guys, let's do a little bit of Aruki Shoku Reppo, or walking food report. So the further into the meal I got, the less I liked it, as I was less and less desperately hungry. The reviews, most of the non-5-star reviews, which I think are the real reviews, almost all of them mentioned the quality of food being okay at best. And yeah, it was edible, but by far the worst meal I've had in Japan. I've been to many restaurants in the U.S. that were better than that. I've been to fast food restaurants in the U.S. where I had a better meal than that. And that was not fast. Had I known I was going to wait 35 minutes to have that kind of meal, I would have just gone to the Conbini and gotten something that they had there, and maybe a beer, and just chilled at the hotel the rest of the night. Or the curry, it was sweeter than I was expecting, but most of the curries I've had, which is only two in Japan, have been pretty sweet. So I think that may just be how it is. The rice with the curry rice, it was okay. Nothing amazing. But that was serviceable. The gyoza tasted genuinely like old. Goes totally against kind of this image I have of, the food in Japan of this absolute spotless, completely safe, everything's super fresh sort of mentality that I thought everyone in Japan had towards food. And let's see, what are the other part of the meals? Yeah, it was so blah, I could barely remember. Yeah, the shrimp, the fried shrimp, the shrimp itself I've certainly had better in the U.S. The breading, it was breading, it wasn't batter, which I didn't expect. It was not tempura batter, which isn't wrong, because you could have that same thing at a kushikatsu restaurant where everything is breaded, not battered. Yeah, the taste of the oil didn't taste super fresh, but yeah, there was so much batter, it overwhelmed the taste of the prawn, which wasn't particularly good to start with. So yeah, I only ate about half of it, because it just wasn't worth eating to finish it. I know Japan has a stigma against wasting food. You really always want to, if you can, try and finish your plate, but yeah, nah, that is one of the rules I'm gonna break. Sorry. There's, like the boss man says, life's too short for shitty food. Oh, I'm gonna get demonetized. I think you can say the S word one time in the video without getting demonetized. You guys aren't gonna tell anyone, right? Yeah, the beer, I mean, I don't love Kirin Ichiban. I don't love Kirin Ichiban too terribly much. But yeah, that one tasted kind of oddly tart. I wonder if something's going on in there. Yeah. Don't go to Washoku, Sato. Go anywhere else. Literally just go to the Conbini. If you can't get into any bars in Kyoto, just go to the Conbini. You're gonna be in and out much quicker. Yeah, I literally would have been happier just spending 10 minutes of that hour heading to the nearest Conbini and getting whatever food they have left in like a beer, and just spending the other 50 minutes of that hour just chilling, watching Japanese TV or something, which yes, is still very, very new to me. If this is the last time I talk to you guys tonight, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Kyoto. We're gonna go to Kinkakuji and a few other places.
If you made it this far, thanks for enjoying the video. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next episode, Kyoto in all its glory. If you want more content in between video posts, follow me on X and Instagram.